Hey YouTube, we're back here with Dan Desveaux, the king of Sarnia. I'm just gonna go ahead and plant the flag for him. Every single one of these videos, I've been telling you it's one of the best projects that you'll see, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm in love with this house. I'm getting emotional. I'm ready to buy it myself.
You don't know what's behind the walls. I thought this was a pretty good price, to be honest. I probably could have got them down to 100 knowing what I know now, but hey, this is what it is. But we had to remove all the plaster pretty much on the whole house. The electrical was a nightmare, the plumbing, we pretty much had to build a new house here.
One other thing that Dan did that I really enjoy is when we're looking for that high price, he's actually got this building staged, and you can see the huge impact it has on the feeling when you walk in.
The reno here, this is I thought this thing was gonna be 150 grand to renovate, which is a really big budget on a house. 150 grand, you can pretty much do anything. Electrical is one of the hardest ones because once an electrical contractor has pulled a permit, you're kind of stuck with that guy. You can fire him, but it's a lot of work getting a new guy in. And our electrical contractor held us up for months, and we learned a really good lesson there.
We're back in Sarnia looking at another flip project. Adam Martin catches up with Dan Desveaux and they dive deep into the numbers on a flip. Again, this isn't Dan's greatest deal, and I really appreciate him being so open on my YouTube channel and showing all the numbers in such detail. He's including a lot of the costs that you won't see on HGTV and other flip shows. He's showing you exactly what his carrying costs are. He's showing you some of the upsides, and he's also sharing with you the downsides when it comes to becoming a real estate investor. Again, thanks Dan. If you guys are enjoying these videos with Dan, jump in that comment section, give us a thumbs up, all that great stuff, and let's dive into today's video.
Okay, YouTube, we're back here with Dan Desveaux, the king of Sarnia. I'm just gonna go ahead and plant the flag for him. Every single one of these videos, I've been telling you it's one of the best projects that you'll see, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm in love with this house. I'm getting emotional. I'm ready to buy it myself, but I know that I can't live here. It sucks, but Dan's gonna walk us through the numbers. It's not Dan's best project, but we can assure you that this is one of the most beautiful ones that you'll see. So this is the reality when you're a flipper. Dan's gonna take us through it. It's not all great.
Okay guys, well this is another flip. You know, like I said, this is not for the faint of heart, this flipping game. This one, I still don't know. We'll get to the end here. We don't know what the profit's going to be because the house isn't sold, but we're hoping for the best. So let's just start at the top and work our way down. Okay, purchase price, again, you want this, the purchase price is the main thing here. I think I did okay, but to be honest, I paid $150 for this place. Again, you don't know what's behind the walls. I thought this was a pretty good price, to be honest. I probably could have got them down to 100 knowing what I know now, but hey, this is what it is. 150,000.
You actually bought a fourplex, right?
Yeah, so this was a fourplex. Going into this thing, I thought I could keep it as a fourplex, and I thought worst case scenario, I can convert it. It turned out to be worst case scenario. It makes more sense, believe it or not, in Sarnia, a fourplex, depending on what you're buying, but you know, a rundown or to average fourplex, you're looking at 100 a unit approximately. So let's say at the end of the day, this thing's worth 400 grand. I'm hoping to sell this thing for 450. So it makes sense, right? You're not dealing with all the issues with the city, you're not dealing with fire code, you're not dealing with all those other problems that comes along with multifamily. It makes sense to convert this thing to a single family home. That's what I did. Okay, so purchase price, 150 grand. That's not bad. The reno here, this is I thought this thing was gonna be 150 grand to renovate, which is a really big budget on a house. 150 grand, you can pretty much do anything, but we ran into numerous problems. We pretty much had to remove all the plaster in the whole house. This is actually a 3-floor house because the attic is converted. It's already done, but we had to remove all the plaster pretty much on the whole house. The electrical was a nightmare, the plumbing, we pretty much had to build a new house here. So the budget went way out of hand. Ran into some problems with some contractors. These things happen on some of these projects, and it just so happened that this was the one we ran into some of the problems. The ARV on this, I'm hoping it's 500. We're going to see what the market is right now. In Sarnia, it's actually really hot in Sarnia right now, which is great news. We're not quite into spring. Everybody's having the Christmas hangover still. We're in January, so we're not really in buying mode yet. But you know, the real estate agents are getting restless, so they're scurrying around. We're hoping we're going to get some good numbers here. The carrying cost on this one was a killer too. This took a year. This project took a year. You know, when you're waiting, one of the biggest problems is waiting on contractors, and electrical, plumbing are two big ones. You got to rein these guys in, right? You know, they say, I got other projects, I got different this. Electrical is one of the hardest ones because once an electrical contractor has pulled a permit, you're kind of stuck with that guy. You can fire him, but it's a lot of work getting a new guy in. And our electrical contractor held us up for months, and we learned a really good lesson there. In the future, that kind of stuff happens. You just got to fire the guy and deal with all the problems that comes with that. So our carrying costs were huge on this one. Cost of borrowing, again, huge, right? Time is your enemy on these things. This one took a year, so there's a lot of money here in carrying costs. Real estate to 5%, that's what 5% is going to be no matter what. Okay, you've got 22.5 on this one. Our selling price, I put a question mark here. My worst case scenario is going to be 450. Okay, I'm hoping to sell somewhere around 5. So this is my profit here. This 50 grand is, I don't know, we got the X factor going on right here. So my net profit, I put a question mark here because obviously we haven't sold it yet. I did all these numbers here, my purchase price, my rentals, added this all up, subtracted it from my 450. I ended up with 3,100 if I sell it at 450. So this is my worst case scenario. My best case scenario, I don't know. I think I'm probably going to sell this thing, you know, like around 470, whatever. This is going to be $25,000 profit on this one, which is not the greatest. If you look at all the hidden costs that comes with real estate, which is my office and my admin staff, your gas, your whatever, all this other stuff, this is really a loser, right? Because this is a break-even deal. You don't want these deals, but you know, this project actually is a really nice house for branding. You know, you got to look on the positive sides of this if that's what happens, right? If I end up with breaking even on this, it's a great branding house. We're developing our systems, so every time we go through one of these hiccups, we say, okay, you know, what did we do wrong here, right? We have to do the after flip analysis. We get the staff together. We say, what are all the mistakes we made? Again, it's not... Breaking even is a mistake. Let's look at it at the end of the day. I haven't broken even. I'm still hoping to end up with, say, 20, 25 grand out of this. You know, if you did 5 or 6 or 10 of these in a year, hey, it's still a pretty good year. But, you know, we're looking to make around 10% on these things. So 10% of this should have been 45 grand. You know, I don't know where I'm going to end up, but hey, like I said, you have to look at the positives on these, and it's a long game. You know, or I'm in it for the long term anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous work. Like when you look around this house, it's absolutely stunning. All the right things, like there's very unique features, very unique finishes in all the bathrooms, the tile work, the kitchen itself, the recessed lighting, all the pot lighting, everything is beautiful in here. You've done all the right things for a good high-end flip. We've got the beautiful old baseboard all painted up. Like, we just captured a lot of the character of this building. One other thing that Dan did that I really enjoy is when we're looking for that high price, he's actually got this building staged, and you can see the huge impact it has on the feeling when you walk in. As soon as we walked in through that door, through the front door, all we could think about, I think we all had the same response, like, oh, that's a nice couch, which is like a weird emotional thing to do as real estate investors. So imagine how the consumer is seeing this. So do you have an idea what the staging cost here?
It's going to cost me $1,500.
$1,500?
Which is actually great.
That's in my opinion, that's nothing for the feeling that we all kind of commented on the couch, which is such a weird thing. Like, we're all pretty objective real estate investors here, and like the first thing we said, that's a nice couch. So like anybody walking through that door just got way more than $1,500 of value just from having that feeling of like, oh, I'm home. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As soon as you walked in the door, you just feel like, wow, I'm at home. And we have nothing even on the walls. It's just a great warm feeling. It just warms up the room.
It's great.
It's really cool. I even just said to Dan, actually, I'm like, can you just hold this for 8 years? I'll buy it, start a family. Like, I love this house. And it's little things like that that are going to get you that top market value. And you just can't look at that as an expense. It's an investment. You're still investing to get to your high price when you're making those decisions. So, cool.
All right, well, thanks again for having me. I really enjoy doing these videos. If you guys want to comment, ask questions in below, and I can answer them. And you can, if you want to get a hold of me, Dan Desveaux, anywhere on social media, and I can get back to you. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks again to Dan for breaking down the numbers in such detail. I absolutely love it. Back in 2010, when I was first getting into real estate investing, I would have loved to have seen just these types of videos. So if you guys are enjoying these types of videos, jump in that comment section, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. If you guys want more Dan Desveaux, check out this playlist. If you guys want more teaching playlists, check out these videos down here. Otherwise, until next time, remember, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money in this world for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, I mean, like, what's the point? Thanks, guys.